Everybody seems to suffer from depression, but few know how to deal with it in a proper manner. Welcome back to Brainy Mood, guys. Today we're going to discuss depression and how to deal with it easily. And before we get into the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so that you are never away from any of our life-changing videos. So without further ado, let's go. What is depression? Depression is a major issue that affects millions of people around the world, so it's understandable that you'd want to learn how to improve your self-esteem. Depression is the leading cause of people abandoning their ambitions and professions. There are a variety of approaches, but the most important thing is to get out of depression. It is difficult to recover from depression. It can be much more difficult to start than it is to finish. When you're trying to regain your self-esteem, you want to be surrounded by people who believe in you and care for you. You make it much easier for yourself to feel good about yourself by surrounding yourself with such kind people. When it comes to improving your self-esteem, you shouldn't rely solely on yourself. You should be surrounded by people who believe in you as much as you believe in yourself. You should try to make as many friends as you can who can help you get out of it. When you're alone, it's easy to fall into depression. So arrange for a friend to take you out to eat or hang out with you at least 2 or 3 times a week. You'll be able to bounce bad thoughts off of each other and keep your mind open if you have a group of peers around you. How can depression affect your lifestyle? People suffering from depression are unable to cope with daily demands. This may lead to changes in behavior, changes in diet, and changes in sleeping patterns. The individual also begins to withdraw from the outside world and concentrates on internal aspects only, including feelings of unhappiness and negativity. It is important to note that everyone experiences mood changes in varying degrees. However, how depression affects our lifestyle changes depending on what kind of depression we have and how we react to it. For instance, those who suffer from severe depression may find that their reactions to life change drastically, leading to changes in behavior dramatically. Let's dive deep into how depression can affect your lifestyle. Mornings are difficult. Mired in depression during mornings is something that many people have no choice but to deal with. While everyone experiences different things, mornings seem to be especially difficult for those who have jobs during the day and those who travel on airplanes. You may have to make sure that you are eating properly, or you might have to put your clothes on several times before they actually fit comfortably around your body. And finally, there are some obvious changes that come with being hungry and tired. No matter how exhausted you are, the truth is that the morning is difficult for everyone. Whether it is because of the physical symptoms or simply the mental ones, the fact of the matter is that it is a necessary part of life. While you cannot avoid your problems entirely, you can certainly control the impact they have on your life. It may take some time, but eventually, you will start to feel better, and this will ultimately lead to a happier and healthier you. We have a hard time having fun. Most of us are like chameleons that can change their appearances at will, our moods and our actions at will. We hide who we really are inside and pretend to be something that we are not. When we realize that there is a problem, it usually brings us down to where we think that we can't do anything about it. This causes us to become depressed, and so we don't have any fun. The most common symptoms of depression are sadness, hopelessness, lack of energy, constant thoughts about death, and the inevitable failure of everything that we try to do. These symptoms can make anyone in any situation feel bad, but they can be especially depressing when you are trying to have fun. Many people go on antidepressants and anti-anxiety medications just to try to keep themselves from getting depressed. Unfortunately, these medications only take care of the symptoms. They do not treat the root cause of how we have a hard time having fun. If you want to get to know yourself better and learn how to enjoy yourself more, learn how to identify the symptoms of depression and what you can do to treat them. It is possible to get a real grip of your emotions and start living life again. If you need help, talk to your doctor or therapist about your depression and how they can help you rid yourself of it for good. We often think we are wrong. When we think we are always wrong, we get depressed or start sabotaging ourselves. This is because we believe that life is supposed to be this way, and if we mess up, we will end up in a worse situation. We believe that we are not good enough for anything, and we get depressed because we do not get what we want out of life. This is not true at all. It is just a belief that we have in our minds that causes us to be depressed or to have low self-esteem. How can this be? Why do we believe that we are so wrong about things? Well, there are many reasons, but the main one is because we think we are right about something, and we feel bad when we do not live up to that thought or expectation. We have been brainwashed into thinking that we should only live up to what others expect of us, and we keep searching outside of ourselves to find happiness outside of that comfort zone. How do we get out of this mindset? We must first accept that we are not perfect. Focusing on this and stopping to search outside of ourselves, concentrating only on how we feel about the situation we are in, we will start to see life differently. We often remain sad. Sadness and depression are a very tough combination. This is because we feel that there is nothing in life that we can control, especially if we feel that there is something wrong with us, or we have been unable to achieve what we wanted. Moreover, we believe that life has a way of throwing us curveballs every now and then. How can depression affect your lifestyle? How do you overcome this devastating emotional condition? Firstly, we must accept that life is full of sad moments. These moments do not make us sad. Instead, these moments make us realize how much we are affected by external factors, such as events in the surrounding environment, people around us, and even our own bodies. And if we want to be happy and at peace, we must strive to look at these factors positively. Secondly, if we are depressed, we should start by thinking happy thoughts. We should try to see the good in everything and everyone, including ourselves. If we are happy, and if we feel that life has lots of good to offer, we will automatically find solutions for our problems. How to deal with depression? When it comes to dealing with depression, it's not always easy. It can feel like a never-ending battle against the illness that just won't go away. Many people turn in different ways in order to help them cheer up, like drinking, smoking, and they are likely to experience some of the serious side effects of those things. But there are many ways to deal with depression. Taking care of yourself. One of the ways to deal with depression is to take care of yourself. This might seem simplistic, but it is extremely important to take good care of yourself. There are a variety of ways to do this. You can make sure that you eat well, in a healthy manner. One of the easiest ways to deal with depression is to deal with it in a healthy manner. You need to remember that depression isn't always caused by something outside of your control. While it's important to remember to always check your emotions at the door, it's equally important to try and prevent yourself from dwelling on the past. If you start to think about all of the things that you wish you had done or said, you'll only be digging yourself deeper into a bad situation. So rather than dwelling on what you don't want to do or say, it's better to focus on what you do want to do or say. Proper exercise. If you're having trouble dealing with depression, one of the best ways to deal with depression is to get some type of exercise. Exercise releases endorphins in the brain that give us a feeling of euphoria and make us feel good. It helps to keep you physically fit and can help with other psychological issues as well, such as your mood improving. Quality sleep. We have all heard of the benefits of sleep and how it can improve mood, prevent disease, and promote overall health. But what most people don't realize is that sleep can also reduce depression. The connection between sleep and depression isn't always fully understood, but studies have shown a strong correlation between sleep problems and depression in some people. Thus, good sleep can be a good way to deal with depression. Accepting what you have. Dealing with depression requires that you first accept that you have it. There are several reasons why this may be hard for some people. Depression is a disease, not a disability, so some people may struggle with understanding that they have this illness, especially if they have been depressed for a long time. Once you accept that you do have depression, then you can start to deal with depression in the best possible way. Realistic way. Learning to deal with depression in a realistic way is very important. Sometimes people who suffer from depression will act like they don't need help. They'll act as though they're fine without seeking any type of help, which can make dealing with depression even harder. While it's important to learn how to deal with depression in a realistic way, it's also equally important to remember to try not to force yourself to do anything. In general, it's best just to let yourself be happy and let life pass you by. It's important to remember that depression is not something that you have to live with for the rest of your life. There are plenty of ways to deal with depression if you're willing to take the time to do so. One of the best things you can do is to avoid the things that cause you anxiety and start doing those things that make you happy. You'll notice a huge difference in your mood and attitude in a very short amount of time. You just need to remember that there is hope and there is no reason for you to deal with depression by sitting around waiting for it to come back. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Brainy Mood. If you want to keep getting notified about our newly released videos, then make sure to turn on the post notification bell. With that being said, I'll see you next time on another motivating video. Cheers!